All right, everybody. New news from the EPA today on diesel emissions. So it says the Environmental Protection Agency, EPA, is relaxing some diesel exhaust fluid rules to help farmers and truckers avoid sudden power loss when DEF fluid runs out or sensor fails. According to 1010 WCSI and AgWeb, diesel prices have also been slight decrease in some regions. So the exact rule, what they're talking about here, and it explains it, EPA DEF rule relaxation. This is not EPA DEF discontinuation. This is relaxation all of a sudden. EPA is allowing manufacturers to modify existing diesel vehicle software to prevent sudden severe power loss when DEF is low or a sensor malfunctions. This claim aims to address widespread frustration with the current system, particularly during critical times like harvest season for farmers. EPA is also requiring that new on-road trucks be engineered to avoid sudden power loss after running out of DEF fluid with model 2027 trucks. So this may not be all of it. This may only be the first bit of this, but I do not see a DEF fluid delete situation on here at all. I see we won't make the vehicle stop running when it runs low or it fails, the system fails. That's not really helping anything. I mean, it's a start, but it's not fixing the problem. It's putting a Band-Aid on it. And it may be they pass this right now to temporarily pause that until they get something a little more permanent done. I don't know. It says farmers and truckers have applauded the EPA decision, seeing it as a common sense approach that will prevent disruptions and reduce costs associated with unexpected power loss and diesel price fluctuations. While some regions saw a decrease in diesel prices this week, others remain relatively stable. According to fleet owners, national average price dropped to 0.7 cents. We'll talk about it here in a second too, about the gas prices. And it goes on to say diesel fuel prices, the national average is $3.78 per gallon as of August 13th, 2025. And I've noticed the last couple of days, diesel and gas actually has gone up a little bit. Now, crude oil is down 30% at minimum. Why is gas at the pumps going up, you may ask? So I did a little research on that because everybody's asking that too. I'm asking that. I think we paid today $2.89 for regular 87 octane unleaded. There for a while, we're at $3.55 at certain places. Obviously, everything's going to be like that. A trip to Illinois, $3.19, $3.39, and up. Illinois has a lot more road tax on their diesel, a lot more weird taxes. So I got a little diagram printed out I'm going to put on the screen here. It shows the breakdown of regular gasoline in June 2025. The average retail price, $3.13 a gallon, and 16% of that is tax. This is not broken down by state. A lot more than 16% tax on places like Illinois, California, New York, New England, and places like that, Washington State, Oregon. They pay a lot more than 60% tax. Distribution price on regular gasoline, 16%, on diesel, 20%. Refining, 16% on regular gasoline, 19% on diesel. Crude oil, the cost of crude oil, 52% of the price on regular gasoline and only 45% on diesel. Now, whenever crude oil hits the floor like it has now, because we're simply getting more crude oil, we're mining more crude oil, and when that price tanks, that's only 52 to 45%, a little less than half, or about half of the actual price of the oil. Now, about 6 months ago, the price of crude oil went down tremendously and stayed down. We saw no real effect at the pump. That's the question here. Why is that? I'll tell you exactly why that is. Along the line of from us getting it out of the ground to going to a refinery to actually getting trucked to a gas station, somebody is still taking a bunch of money out of it. Somebody's greasy little hands is still in it somewhere. I don't know who that is. I'm not accusing anybody, but something's going on with that and needs to be looked into. That's for damn sure. There's something very inefficient from when it gets out of the ground to when it gets to the pump, or somebody's greed's got a little heavy on them and they're taking a little too much, and people starting to notice. I've been seeing a lot of stuff on the internet lately talking about just that. That is very interesting. But as far as diesel stuff goes, what really needs to happen here, they passed that it wasn't even a law. It wasn't even a law. It was like I forgot what it's called, amendment or something like that. They passed that and they went after all these diesel shops that were doing the tunes to delete the DEF systems, delete all that stuff. They made that a federal offense. The very first thing EPA needs to do is back that up. You need to back that up, the very first thing. Stop prosecuting people that are just trying to drive their truck or vehicle, making it so it still has to use the system but doesn't disable it. It's a start, but that's not the fix. And then how are you going to get all this stuff in there to do that flash, especially like a tractor, man? How are you going to get that in the dealership to do this half-ass flash when the only flash needs to be done, especially off-road, is the delete? You don't need DEF fluid on a tractor. What are you doing? It's not even on the road. It should have zero emissions at all. It's not even driven on the road, period. But whoever is at the bay at the whim of DEF fluid wanted that. We want to get our money out of the farmers too, and out of the trucking companies. If you're a commercial truck, should you have to run DEF fluid and full emissions? I don't think so. Your commercial vehicle. What that does, when you start charging those guys more, that makes the price of everything else go up. They're hauling all the goods and all the products. This is not hard to figure out. I was a little bit disgusted when I saw that. Lee Zeldin came out with this yesterday, and I was like, this is not what we need. This is not it. This is a start, but there better be more coming, because this is not the fix for it, as all you guys are saying in this video right now. Very interesting write-up today. Let me know what you think in the comments about the gas prices and about this new diesel amendment, we'll call it, to the existing rules. We'll see y'all later, guys. Have a good day.